New York Giants went into this offseason with two things on the agenda: plug holes on this defense and also put as many weapons around Daniel Jones as possible. This team had a very good free agency and a very strong draft as well. They made some very impressive moves. So let's talk about it. The first order of business this offseason was extending Daniel Jones to a long-term extension. Good for the New York Giants to get that taken care of because of your franchise tag. In the future, it could cost more money. There is a good risk with paying Daniel Jones because of the lack of production in years previous, but he was phenomenal underneath his first year with Brian Daboll. 15 passing touchdowns and just 5 interceptions. The reason why the touchdowns were so low, wide receivers couldn't stay healthy on this team, and he didn't have those weapons down the field to go stretch the field. Now you're bringing in Darren Waller that you made a trade with the Las Vegas Raiders. You got him for a third-round pick. Phenomenal upside. If he can stay healthy, he's one of the best receiving tight ends in all of football. Very fast and very athletic. And that's one thing that the New York Giants wanted to do. Be very fast on offense and get quicker, and also get guys that can go out there and stretch the field. That's what Darren Waller can do for you. You also drafted Jalen Hyatt in the second round. Phenomenal pick. It's a good wide receiver that can make some plays going deep for you. And you put him in a receiving room that needs the competition. Sterling Shepard is extremely good. Has been able to stay healthy. But when he's on the field, he's a very solid wide receiver. Paris Campbell is another one. Has his years with the Indianapolis Colts. Last year he had 623 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns, but staying healthy is a problem of his. You go out there, get more receiving help for Daniel Jones because that's what they're going to need moving forward. And speaking of help for Daniel Jones, your franchise tag Saquon Barkley, they're looking to extend him long term. Has a bit of an injury history, but last year he looked phenomenal. Last year, Saquon Barkley returned back to form. 1,312 rushing yards and 10 rushing touchdowns. He was phenomenal for this team, and a lot of the success that they had came off the backs of Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones in that read option type of system. You defer the ball to one, Daniel Jones pulls back, and he rushes out in open space. But we got to give Brian Daboll his credit of how he used that offense last year. No way that team had any business beating the Minnesota Vikings in that playoff game or even making it to the postseason. That's what good coaching can do for you. And you're revamping with more weapons around them. I'm expecting another big season for the New York Giants. The offensive line was an upgrade from years previous as well. Andrew Thomas is a very good tackle on this team. I like Evan Neal, but he continues to grow and get better. We know with some tackles it takes time for them to develop. He was a first-round pick last year. The kid will continue to get better at that tackle position. They also drafted John Michael Smith. He's going to play center for this team. Amazing pick as well. Very good run blocker and can give you some good pass downs as well. They're getting things right on this offensive end around Daniel Jones. They're little sneaky moves, but they can be major payoffs moving forward. You just putting more weapons around Daniel Jones and protecting him as well. Now, defensively, they went into free agency and got Bobby Okereke. Last year, their defense was solid, but what was one thing this team was missing was help in that middle linebacker room. Jalen Smith was not a good middle linebacker for this team, but you go out there and get Bobby Okereke, was a beast for the Indianapolis Colts. Tackle machine and can give you some pass coverage plays as well. He's going to go in there, plug in those gaps and make the people around him better. He's a good veteran middle linebacker to have, and you really paid him medium market when you talk about the money that you gave him up front. It's not a horrible contract, so he really got a bargain on getting Bobby Okereke for what he can do in the system underneath Wink Martindale, and he fits this defensive system. Another guy that they brought in from the NFL draft, they traded up in the first round to get, was Deonte Banks, cornerback from Maryland. I love this move for the New York Giants. This kid is a beast, 6'2", 205 pounds. A lot of upside for him. Is a good pressed man corner. Something that Wink Martindale loves to have on his defenses are guys that can get handsy at times, body up those wide receivers while he dials up those wall stunts and those blitzes up front. Because you know, guys like Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams are going to create pressure up the middle of the field, and that's what they do. More of Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams. Dexter Lawrence last season had 7.5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. Is a monster. Is also having some contract concerns. They're looking to extend him in his contract as well. Phenomenal run stopper and was able to push the pocket last season. And they also drafted Kayvon Thibodeau last year, who is a very good athletic defensive end. Hasn't caught on just yet. 4 sacks last season, 2 forced fumbles. He's a guy that's going to go back and make some plays in coverage as well. One of those freaky, athletic defensive linemen that you don't know if he's putting his hand in his dirt or he's going back there to make some plays on the ball. But that kid's a monster, and he's very good at stopping the run. The pass rush will get there. at some point in time in his career, and I believe that he's in for it for this upcoming season. I believe that he'll develop better as a pass rusher, but right now his run stopping ability and his athletic ability is a huge upside for the New York Giants defense. So the New York Giants went in with the game plan, pair some guys up with Adoree Jackson in the secondary. They did that with Deonte Banks. They still have Xavier McKinney, who was a good safety on this team, and they reloaded with those offensive weapons. And do not sleep on Darius Slayton. He was able to catch on the back half of last season and made some nice plays for Daniel Jones with 724 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. I believe the New York Giants will be a team that's going to be a sneaky team in the NFC to look out for, and they're in the crowded division right now. You got swept by the Dallas Cowboys last year, so you have to be able to beat teams like that to make it out once again. But I have all faith in Brian Daboll off of 1 year, and hopefully Daniel Jones can continue to grow as a quarterback in the NFL. But let me know how you feel about these moves for the New York Giants, and how do you feel this team will do in this upcoming season. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, want each and every last one, guys, stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.